Hey guys, it's Brett. Thanks for dropping by my channel. So today I wanted to talk about what I am hoping to read for March. We are in March. I had to think about that for a moment. This year is already flying by. So without further delay, let's get into the deluge. And by deluge, I am specifically talking about Stephen Markley's book, The Deluge. I started this 2 days ago. I am doing a read-along over on Instagram of this massive, nearly 900-page end of the world epic by Stephen Markley. I never read Ohio, but I have to tell you, I am absolutely going to be reading it this year because this guy is I'm 60 pages in, which roughly, if you're Kindling that, it's probably 4%, which is overwhelming. But I've marked this out for the group that it's effectively, we're reading 30 pages a day to finish by the end of March. And it's a lot of track laying now with a lot of characters, which I've started to keep a little note inside that has all the characters in it. But all this to say, I think it's going to be fantastic. Stephen King had said this is one of, the best and scariest books you'll read. He's taking the premise of the current world we live in with global warming, with all of the kind of political sides that are taking place, just kind of everything that leads to the end of the world. So if you're interested and you are also on Instagram, please come on over, drop into my DMs and let me know and I will add you to our list. You could certainly catch up quickly. And for those of you who have a Scribd subscription, this is also on Scribd. So I'm kind of going back and forth between the two just because of the size. When I get in the car, I put it on and then pick up with the text when I get home. So that's my one big read for the month. The other thing that I'm still reading with a group over on Instagram is Eleanor Canton's The Luminaries. Yes, The Luminaries, which should finish up in probably another week or so. Again, really enjoying it. It's something I probably would have never read by myself, strictly based on the size, but I'm really, 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 really enjoying it. The last thing that I think I talked about a little bit on one of my earlier videos that now I'm over 100 pages in and it's just beautiful, is In Memoriam by Winn. Set in 1914. It's about two soldiers who in World War I end up on the front lines together and they are in love with each other. It's going to break me. I know this book, this is going to be the book that is literally going to cause me to just be in the ugliest kind of Viola Davis, snot coming out of the nose cry. It's going to be this book. And I actually effectively said so much to Winn today in a message. I was like, it's going to kill me. To which she responded, I'm so glad. But anyway, you're going to probably see a lot about this in the next few weeks. It comes out on March 7th. Goldsboro is putting out their own edition of it, a really beautiful edition. I got an email from Waterstones in London this morning. For those of you who get, Waterstones, it's one of their featured books. But anyway, it's great. Great. All right, so of course, these are all perspective books, things that I'd like to get read. This is not taking into consideration things that could suddenly show up or that jump the line, so to speak. But let me get right into it. I'm going to start with the things that oh, screw it. I'm just going to go. I was going to say I'm going to start with that. Forget it. Okay, On the Savage Side by Tiffany McDaniel. Tiffany McDaniel wrote a book called Betty a few years ago, which was extremely well reviewed, well received. A lot of people loved it. I have it, and I have it on a list this year of 12 books recommended by 12 friends, and it's one of the books that have been recommended to me. So I plan to read it, but I have to be honest, this cover did nothing for me, but so many people were talking about the book and the impact it had on them, and I thought, I've got to get this. It involves two sisters who live in Chillicothe, Ohio, and are growing up, and there is a killer. It's based on the unsolved murders of the Chillicothe Six, which were a series of girls who were being murdered in Ohio. So I don't know yet whether one of the sisters is going to become a victim or how this is going to play out. But people that are reading it, first of all, I've talked about how beautiful Tiffany McDaniel's writing is. Fair warning, it's supposed to be very brutal and bleak. But that sometimes, as a little Life fan, sometimes those books are my jam. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Also, really, really, really looking forward to Collected Works by Lydia Sandgren. Lydia Sandgren is a Swedish writer. This was a huge bestseller in Sweden. So this is the adaptation, or the translation, sorry. Yes, the translation. It involves a woman who's gone missing, her husband who is desperately in love with her, and his best friend who is also desperately in love with her, and her two grown children, who discover that they think they know what might have happened to her and where she's gone, and set out to find her. It's supposed to be great, and beyond that I can't tell you anything else, but really, really, really excited about this one. Speaking of looking for your mother, Rachel Harper's The Other Mother. This is about a musical prodigy who, I could sit there and start to say this and then I'm going to forget, so why don't I just read you this little blurb. Henry Castillo is a musical prodigy raised by a single mother in Miami. He arrives at Brown University on a scholarship, but also to learn more about his late father, Jasper Patterson, a famous ballet dancer who died tragically when Henry was 2. On his search, he meets his estranged grandfather, Winston Patterson, a legendary professor of African American history and a fixture at the Ivy League school, who explodes his world with one question. Why is Henry so focused on Jasper when it was Winston's daughter, Juliet, who was romantically involved with Henry's mother? Juliet is the parent he should be looking for, his other mother. So I think it sounds great. I love a little family drama. And just take a side note with me to comment on how beautiful this cover is. But anyway, sounds great. I can't wait for this one. Again, this is also one of the 12 books that 12 people have recommended to me for the year, and this is one of them as well. Ali Smith's Winter. This is the second book in her seasonal quartet that I'm going to be reading. Obviously, I started with autumn, and then I realized we're almost out of winter and I haven't even broken this out yet. So I'm really excited about this. I really enjoyed Autumn. That was my first book by Ali Smith, but I loved her writing. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous edition with the outside dusk jacket with David Hockney prints. So anyway, beautiful, beautiful, side note, beautiful, whatever. There it is. Then Tweaker by Jason Yamas, Tweakerworld. Jason was is a college education, he's alive, college educated documentary film producer who became one of San Francisco's biggest dealers of crystal meth. And it's kind of his descent into that world and ultimately how he got out of it. I was sent this from Jason, and I'm really, really, really excited to read it. People that have read it already said it's extremely compelling. One of those like, can't believe this happened, can't believe he's still alive. So really excited about that one. Stepping into my romantic vein, checking back into the Sapphire Hotel. I read the first of this series by C. Travis Rice, also known as Christopher Rice, earlier in the year, and really enjoyed it. Male for male romance, just something totally different than what I normally read, but I really, really enjoyed it. So this is actually the third installment, which comes out March 7th as well. What I like about it is it's focusing on different people who work at the hotel. So it's not just each book is a different person at the hotel. It's not following the same people all the way through. So coming out of the end of March, I just got this week from my friend Dennis, one of my most anticipated novels of the year, The Last Americans by Christopher Bollen. Christopher Bollen wrote A Beautiful Crime, which came out of 2 years ago, which I really liked, about two men in Venice who plot a money scheme. This is about a woman whose brother was a weapons technician, a defense contractor in Egypt, and he is found dead in his hotel room. The authorities are saying that it was I think they're saying it's a drug overdose. Oh, it's suicide. They're saying that his death was a suicide. She does not believe this. So she sets out to find out what actually happened, and she's aided by an Egyptian named Omar, who is a young gay man living in Egypt who really wants to escape the country. So it's supposed to be like great thriller, can't put it down kind of thing. And so excited about that. I've talked about this book before, and I honestly thought I would be to it already, but I haven't. But this is something that I'm tackling this month primarily too, because this is also coming out at the end of March, The Biography of X by Catherine Lacey. Thank you, FSG, for this copy. Really excited about this. I'm going to read you a little blurb about it, and I'm going to put on my glasses so I can read properly. When X, an iconic artist, writer, and polarizing shapeshifter falls dead in her office, her widow, CM, wild with grief and refusing everyone's good advice, hurls herself into writing a biography of the woman she deified. Not even CM knows where X was born, and in her quest to find out, she opens a Pandora's box of secrets, betrayals, and destruction, setting her off on an adventure across America, struggling to reintegrate the Southern Territory, a fascist theocracy that split from the rest of the country after World War II. When she finally understands the scope of X's defining artistic project, CM realizes her wife's deceptions were far crueler than she imagined. I think this sounds like terrific. So really excited about that. Oh my God, and you guys, that's it. Like, I thought I was reaching over for something else and there was nothing else there. So that is what I'm starting with this month. Hopefully I will get through a large portion of them. If I go through that, I do have some things that I want to read that are on my NetGalley, expanding NetGalley page that I just have not even touched. Things that are going to be coming out in April, including the new Stephen Rowley, Chain Gang All-Stars, which will be coming out, which I'm hearing fantastic things about, as well as a host of other books. Always a host of other books. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day wherever you are. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. And I will see you all soon. Thanks for stopping by.